Our topic is predicting state residency through socioeconomic indicators. Here's our table of contents. For the introduction part, in our study, we are trying to predict an individual's state of residence among 7 specific states in U.S. based on a diverse set of socioeconomic indicators. Our approach begins with an EDA of the selected variables to find out the underlying patterns, distributions, and relationships through visualization and statistical summaries. After that, we are trying to train a model on the dataset, including these 7 states, where we plan to capture the distinct characteristics that differentiate each state so that when giving the information, the model can try to predict the residency. This study aimed to not only predict state residency, but also understand the different living qualities and lifestyle among these different states.
And here's our data preparation part. So we first collect data we want from different sources, including Kaggle dataset and the government website. And then we clean and filter out the data we want from the collected the large dataset. And then the final step is to merge the various data using the common key variables, so which is the state here. And the next part is our EDA.
And this slide shows the average annual wage by state. Washington State had the highest average annual wage at $88,000, and New York and California have the similar wages. New Jersey's average wage is about $75,000 lower than Washington, California, and New York. Other states, including Oregon, Pennsylvania, and Texas, have slightly lower wages. These insights help us understand wage difference across different states.
This slide highlights the top food preferences by state. Vegetarian food is preferred in 57.1% of the state, showing a trend towards healthier choices. American food is preferred in 42.9% of the state, reflecting a strong preference for traditional American dishes. This data provides insights into regional food preferences for market analysis. And this slide shows the distribution of the top food categories across the state. American food leads with a 42.9% preference, followed by vegetarian friendly at 28.6%. American and bar categories each hold 28.6%, with vegetarian friendly at 14.3%. The top 3 categories are American 42.9%, vegetarian friendly, and bar each 14.3%. The top 4 and 5 categories follows a similar distribution, highlighting the diversity in food preferences.
Our analysis of housing conditions in 7 key states highlights economic disparities and quality of life differences. Higher average housing prices in California and Washington indicate strong economies and high housing demand, while lower prices in Pennsylvania and Texas suggest weaker economies. Average living space per household is another critical metric. States with larger homes, such as Oregon and Texas, often have lower population densities and may appeal to those seeking more space. In contrast, smaller living spaces in New York and New Jersey suggest higher density and more urban living conditions.
In this slide, we examine the unemployment rate by state. California has the highest unemployment rate at 5.3% and the largest number of unemployment individuals, with over 1 million, as indicated by the largest bubble. Pennsylvania, with the lowest unemployment rate at 3.4%, has the smallest bubble, reflecting fewer unemployment individuals. New Jersey, New York, and Oregon have the moderate unemployment rate and corresponding bubble size, indicating similar job market conditions. And it helps us to understand the variation in unemployment rates and the number of unemployment individuals across different states.
Now let's take a look at the water bills. Here are some basic information of water bills. The histogram shows the frequency distribution of the water bills, and the box plot shows the data central tendency. It's interesting that the water bills is either around $400 or around $900. And from the two plots, we can easily find that
the water bills does not follow a normal distribution. And for correlations, from the table, we can easily find the strong positive correlation between annual water bill and the average housing price, which indicates that in states with high house price, the water usage fees tend to be high. Besides the house price, we do not find any strong correlation with other variables, because the differences in the water bills between states are obvious. So we believe that the water bills can be a good predictor for determining the state.
And next part is our result and discussion. So first comes in our model. So here's a screenshot of our prototype of the web app, where there shows a interface that user can input the socio-economic indicators we are study on, and then the model can trying to predict where you are likely to live in. And here's our two case scenarios.
For conclusion, as we can see, our model performs quite well overall. We can successfully predict some of the cases. However, there are still some of them we cannot precisely predict. They either not belonging to 7 of these states, or the model does not think the data is valid enough. Moreover, there are still some constraints in our model. For example, some of the states among these 7 have too many similarities, which makes the model hard to predict. Especially for states like New York and California, they are almost the same except water bill part. That is what we should try to do better further on. Here are our sources, and that's it. Thanks for listening.